What's going on, people? How you doing? TK coming at you. This is a new day, new opportunity, a new chance to change your financial future, because guess what? Every day this gives you decisions. Every day gives you the opportunity. It's just about what decisions you implement today that create a better tomorrow. And all I try to do is encourage people to make better decisions when it comes to their financial future. Now, very few people listen, even few people act. So we have people who don't read, don't act, don't listen, don't respond, and guess what? They don't get results. They just complain about the fact that the paper money they have don't spend very far. They don't acknowledge inflation exists, but they do acknowledge that they can't afford food at the grocery store. Well, what is that when you can't afford food at the grocery store? It must mean that the purchasing power of your paper money is less. Because what is it that gauges the level of liquidity within a society? It's the purchasing power of the dollar. And because the purchasing power of the dollar has continuously gone down since 1913, and because it's equal to what it costs to print a dollar right now, that's why people find it hard to buy food at the grocery store. Because usually prices tend to go up when the value of paper goes down. So the point of today's information, the point of today's video is to say that all you have to do is switch from paper money that's not worth very much to something else that's worth more than paper money. Okay, but here's the dilemma. The dilemma is that the average non-thinking person does not believe that there are other things in life that's worth more than paper money. So here's what I say. Now, everyone has been taught from school age up to depend upon SME, subject matter experts within various fields. You're always taught to go without when the solution has always been within. So let's refer to how you've been taught. You refer to a subject matter expert who has a PhD in economics but only makes $29,000 a year. And he struggles just as much as you struggle in terms of not being able to afford the same groceries at the same store. But the point is, he will tell you that the only way to be successful financially is paper derivatives, whether that be the stock market, whether that be IRA, which is another form of stock market investment, mutual funds, another form of stock market investing. So, okay, put all your money into the stock market. Well, what's the problem with the stock market? It's another form of paper money. Paper money right now has a big problem of being inflated, manipulated, controlled, and no one's willing to acknowledge that. So here's the big thing in the stock market right now. Companies are inflating the bubble by buying back their own stock. And primarily, the stock market's stability is based on paper derivatives. Just that simple. You know, major companies like Netflix, Apple, publicly announce that they're buying back their own stock. Well, that's sort of inflating their own bubble, right? The public's not buying, the majority shareholders, or the majority shareholder is the company itself. So, okay, then let's talk about the metals market. Everybody in the metals market is doing paper derivatives. The metals market is inflated right now and hasn't reflected market correction because of most of it is propped up by paper derivatives. So you leverage a paper stamp that says you have this amount of gold, but there's 500 other people that has the same stamp that says they have the same gold. So if everybody took delivery of their gold, then the bubble would pop because it's inflated by paper. So that's the problem with paper money and the fiat monetary system as a whole. Guess what? You can always print more money. How is it that America is even paying its bills and not totally insolvent right now? Well, we print more money. You know, we don't have a GDP, we don't have a surplus. As a country, we don't make money as a profit. So how do we survive? Printing press, quantitative easing. Just throw another umpteen billion into the open market money supply. Well, what happens when you add more money into a existing money supply when it's not needed, nor is it justified in demand? It causes dollar devaluation. It takes the existing money that's in supply and makes it lower in value. That's pretty easy to understand. If you have a rookie Mantle baseball card, and guess what? Somebody prints 10,000 Mickey Mantle baseball cards, what does that do to the value of yours? Kind of devalues it. It kind of makes it go to the trash. It's only valuable when it's in limited supply. That's not a rocket science concept. That's a basic principle of supply and demand. If you have a whole lot of something in circulation, then it makes the people who have that item in their hands have some value. But then if you continuously print more and more more and more of the supply, it devalues what's in people's hands. Easy, right? So what kills me is that easy things, easy concepts don't bring about easy understanding. You have to put a gun to somebody's head to convince them that gold is valuable, and that makes no sense. You have to pretty much break somebody's arm to show them that silver is worth more than paper money. That makes no sense. And then the advent, creation, invention of cryptocurrency has just got people's head baffled. They don't understand that 9 out of every $10 is already digital, and that we're practically in a cashless society right now. So the concept of digital secure money just doesn't make sense. What is cryptocurrency? That's foolishness. It's not real. When the first cryptocurrency ever invented was Bitcoin, and it's worth 400 to $1 US, because typically cryptocurrencies are pegged to the US dollar, or Bitcoin is pegged to the US dollar, and then all other cryptocurrencies are pegged to Bitcoin. So when you don't understand something, then it's a scam. It's bullshit. That's not real money. Well, you're not really intelligent, and you haven't taken the time to do your homework. Because if you go to a currency converter known as XE, which is one of the popular currency converters on the internet, and you download the app to your cell phone, you'll find all national currencies. And not only is gold on the list, there's also what's a cryptocurrency on the list known as Bitcoin. So you can use it as a calculator to convert how much this currency converts to that currency, and that's what the currency converter website calculator does. It converts any world currency to another, right? So why would the most popular currency converter in the world include Bitcoin if the Joe Coffee guy who knows it all, who's a CPA, PhD finance guy who only makes $30,000 a year and is unemployed, and tells you that real money is in the stock market, he knows better than the app, the currency converter. He knows better, right? That Joe Blow Coffee guy that told you that real money is not that crypto stuff. What is that crypto stuff? Yeah, that know-it-all jerkface knows better than a currency converter that includes all the world's currency. And XE will tell you that Bitcoin is worth 400 plus to $1 US. So who are you going to trust? It's better to trust Joe Blow unemployed than it is to trust a currency converter that lists all the world's currency in terms of how much Bitcoin is worth. So if it's worth 400 to 1, it's more advantageous for you to hold your money in Bitcoin than it is to hold it in paper. But my thing is this: I encourage people to diversify internationally, to have international holdings that are worth higher than paper money. That's all I encourage you to do. I encourage you to get on this bandwagon, and if you want help, contact me.